A Liberty Township woman is accused of crossing state lines to meet a teenage girl.
27-year-old Alice of Liberty Township here in Butler County is in jail about 70 miles away in Randolph County, Indiana, charged with 2 felonies: attempted child molesting and child solicitation.
On kick and somebody claimed that they were 15. They didn't look 15 to me. And I drove to this gas station.
Due to the graphic nature of this video, viewer discretion is advised. Everyone in this video is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Do not attempt to contact, harass, bully, or threaten anyone in this video. This video is to raise awareness of the dangers of online predators. Parents, stay vigilant and be aware of what your children are doing online. Do not try this at home.
We are in Winchester, Indiana. The person in today's video decided to drive from the area of Liberty Township, Ohio, to Winchester, Indiana. The person in today's video is, without a doubt, just one of the sickest people we have ever caught. And you're gonna see why. So the person that got caught in our sting today is a person named Alice. Now Alice identifies as a woman. License says male. Name is Aaron. So we caught Alice on the app Her, which is a lesbian dating app. Here is Alice's profile. It says Alice 27, goes by she, her. Here's some pictures. So Alice's about me says, I suck at bios. I love watching movies. Don't have anyone to watch them with me. In search of dopamine and oxytocin, I am severely lacking. So here Alice messaged the decoy, says, hey cutie, what's up? Decoy says, hey, how are you? Alice says, what's your favorite thing to do when you have no plans? Decoy says, watch movies. Decoy says, what city are you in? Alice says, Liberty Township / Westchester. Decoy says, what state? Alice says, Ohio. Decoy says, I'm in Winchester, Indiana. Decoy asks for the number and Alice gives the decoy the number. Now here the decoy says, hey Alice, it's from her app. Alice says, hey, what's up? Decoy says, not much. Can you send a picture? Alice sends a picture. Decoy says, how old are you? Alice says, I just turned 27 back in September. Decoy says, I'm kind of young, kind of nervous to say, but you might not even want to talk to me. Alice says, don't think that way. My parents are 9 years apart. Anything can happen. For one, I think you are very pretty. Decoy says, okay, well, I'm 14. Is that okay? Alice says, that is a bit younger than I was expecting, but it just means we have to approach everything a bit differently. Decoy says, how would we approach it? Alice says, I'm not quite sure. We can take it one step at a time. What are you expecting out of this? Alice says, I'm up for a little of everything. I want you to understand what you're getting yourself into. Decoy says, cool, well, tell me exactly what you want to do so I know what I'm getting into, so I can know and tell you if I'm not down or something. Alice says, well, first off, you realize I'm trans woman. I want you to know that up front. I am biological man, and I'm not on hormones yet. Decoy says, that's okay. I'm cool with guys and girls, so either way, it's all good. Alice says, have you done anything sexual before? What do you mean when you say you want to have fun? I don't want to push you into anything you're not ready for. Decoy says, I have, and I mean fun like whatever sounds fun, but you wouldn't be pushing me. Just tell me what kind of stuff you want to do. I'll tell you if I'm down or not. Alice says, well, for starters, I would want to eat you out, maybe tie you up. So, I mean, Alice kind of jumped right into it. There was no, like, easing into it, like, you know, there was no, I don't know if I should be talking to you. Then later down the line, Alice starts saying stuff. It was pretty much right away, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't waste any time. Decoy says, oh dang, what would you do when I'm tied up? Alice says, kiss and lick all over your body. I'll make you feel really good. Alice says, you into spanking? I'd love to bend you over my knee and give you a few smacks followed by kisses. So here they're talking about meeting up. Alice says, I'm free this weekend, but if your mom isn't working, then I'll need to borrow money for a hotel. The decoy says she's a nurse, she works for random hours. I would tell her I'm going to a friend's house. Alice says, sounds good. Anybody else know about this? Decoy says, no, I'd assume you wouldn't want me to tell anyone. The only person I would tell is my friend, Kelsey. She's met older people online too, but I wouldn't tell her if you don't want me to. Alice says, good girl, unless she wants to join, but I'd rather it be just you for now. Keep things quiet. Decoy says, I mean, laugh out loud, you want her to? Alice says, oh geez, don't tempt me. How experienced is she? Decoy says, I mean, I don't know how to answer that, but if you want her, you can ask her yourself if you want. She's really nice. Alice says, I'm assuming she knows how to keep her mouth shut. I'm just nervous enough as it is. I don't want to rock the boat. Decoy says, well, duh, she's met people online and stuff. Her mom is crazy and don't ever pay attention to what she does. So if you want to talk to her and ask her, it's up to you. Alice says, let's save her for next time. It'll be more fun that way. Have you messed around with her before? She says, only once. She's 13. Is that okay? And the decoy asks for a specific pic to make sure she's not a catfish. It says, pinky on the forehead, stick your tongue out. Alice sends the picture. And Alice asks the decoy to send a specific picture, and the decoy sends it. Here Alice says, honestly, I've been through a lot, and I need someone to give me life again. I don't want to put any emotional burden on you, but I really hope we can spend more time together. Decoy says, if we vibe, we definitely can. So here Alice says, so what all have you done? I want to know what you've been getting into. Decoy says, what you mean? Alice says, essentially, how experienced are you? Decoy says, not very. Only been with one person. Is that okay? Alice says, that's perfectly okay. No shame. I was just curious. I plan on making you feel like a goddess. Decoy says, yeah, how you gonna do that? Alice says, I know how to touch a woman to make her go wild. Have you ever had an orgasm before? Decoy says, I don't think so. Alice says, the plan is to make you lose count by the end of the night. Decoy says, lose count of what? Alice says, the number of orgasms I've given you. Decoy says, oh dang, how would you give me them? Alice says, mostly by you out and f***ing you. Decoy says, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? Alice says, I want you to give me a blow-up and s*** my face. I'd like a hot makeout session. Honestly, whatever you want. If you can think of something you want to do, just ask. I'll probably say yes, as long as it doesn't involve crushing any appendages. I'll at least consider it. Same goes for you. I want you to be okay with what I do to you. If at any point you don't like it, you let me know and I'll stop. We'll set up for a safe word. Decoy says, okay, sounds good. Just let me know if you can Saturday. Decoy says, yes, I'm in bed now, probably fall asleep any second. Alice says, can you send me a pic of what you're wearing? Darn, I was too late. So Decoy says, so you know about if you want to meet Saturday or not? Alice says, I mean, I do. There's no question about that. Still waiting on whether or not I can get the money for a hotel. I would say we could just fool around in the car, but last time I did that, I almost got arrested, and our situation would guarantee that this time. And it definitely was guaranteed this time. Decoy says, well, we can go to my cousin's, remember? Alice says, is that a sure thing? Decoy says, yes, just gotta tell her before she leaves tomorrow. Alice says, sweet, and you're sure she doesn't have any cameras or anything? Don't want to accidentally narc on ourselves. Decoy says, no, she don't. Alice says, cool, so we're good then. What time on Saturday do you want to spend all day together? Here, Alice says, good, I'm so excited. How about you? Decoy says, I am too. Decoy says, would you still talk to me if I was 13 and not 14? Alice says, sure. Is that your way of telling me? Decoy says, yes, laugh out loud. I'll be 14 next month. I didn't think you would want to meet this soon. Alice says, how long did you think I would wait? Decoy says, I was nervous to say I was 13. 14 sounds a bit as bad. Decoy meant to say not as bad. Alice says, I just hope you understand what you're doing. I'm glad you found me and not someone else. Once I get there, I want to set up some ground rules. I want to treat you with respect, and if you're going to act like an adult, I'm going to treat you like one, okay? Decoy says, what ground rules? Alice says, things like how the relationship functions, future meeting arrangements, what happens if we take this further. I want you to know what you're signing up for, and for us to agree on everything so nobody gets the wrong idea. I don't want to make you feel like I hurt you. Decoy says, sounds good, so what do you want this to be? Alice says, as much as you want. I don't want to force you into anything you're not ready for. I don't want to force you into anything you're not ready for. I think it's best if we let time decide. I'm struggling to figure out how to tell our families if it gets to the point where you're legal. I don't want to think about that right now. All I want to do is spend time with you and have fun. So Alice is thinking in the future. Alice is thinking way ahead into the future. Alice wants this to be an ongoing thing, not a one and done. It wants a whole relationship with this kid. The Decoy says, yeah, just go with the flow. Alice says, I don't want to sign you up for anything you don't want. I want you to live your life the way you want. As much as I'll treat you like an adult, you're still a kid, and that's important. We'll talk more about it on Saturday. I just want to make sure we're clear on everything. And same thing applies to your friend if she joins us later. So Alice had every intention on having her friend, who is also 13 years old, to come join them. Decoy says, what are you excited to do Saturday? Alice says, oh honey, I'm excited to do everything to you. I just want to run my hands all over your tiny body. Decoy says, everything like what? Alice says, kissing your soft lips, putting my fingers in your tiny slit, holding on to your nice butt. Decoy says, slit? Alice says, your pussy. Decoy says, never heard someone call it a slit. Alice says, I can't wait to see it. I'm going wild imagining it. Alice says, I want to run my tongue all over it and lick up all your juices. How does that make you feel? Decoy says, I'm flattered and excited. Decoy says, I'm meant to say flattered and excited. Alice says, do you mean flattered? Alice says, I'm also imagining how cute your butt is. I can't wait to stick my face between your cheeks. Alice says, what do you want me to do that I haven't already talked about? Do you have any ideas? Have you watched porn before? What has your friend told you? Alice says, have you masturbated before? What do you normally do when you masturbate? Do you just use your fingers? Do you have a toy or something else? Do you penetrate or just play with your clit? I'm assuming you're a virgin, yes? Are you ready to have sex? It's your decision. I'll ask you again when it's time. Are you on any birth control? Have you started your period? Here Alice says, so I've got a question. Were you just messaging random people, or did you pick me out specifically? Decoy said, well, you messaged me. Here Alice says, I'm still nervous, but the idea isn't what bothers me, it's the repercussions. Decoy says, well, no one even knows we were talking and I ain't no snitch. Alice says, I'm really glad for that, but the feeling is still there. How do you know your mom won't check your phone? Decoy says, she doesn't, never has, never will. And I have a lock on it, she don't know my password. Alice says, I just hope you're sure about that. I really can't wait to meet you. It's kind of like a dream. Decoy says, why do you say that? Alice says, well, I'm a bit of a lolicon. I never thought I'd be able to have an experience like this. So a lolicon, probably most people never really heard of this. A lolicon, in Japanese pop culture, lolicon is a genre of fictional media which focuses on young girl characters, particularly in a sexually suggestive or erotic manner. Just a quick Google search, how old are lollies, says these days the word lolly is not only used to talk about women who are under the age of 18. So mainly it's usually referenced to girls that are under 18. And Alice identifies as a lolly. So yeah, Alice says, well, I'm a bit of a lolicon. I never thought I'd be able to have an experience like this. Alice is expressing the urge to have this. Like, Alice has been wanting this experience, has been dreaming about it, has been thinking about it, has been wanting it, expressing it right here. Decoy says, what is a lolicon? And then Alice goes further to explain it. A lolicon is someone who likes girls your age. It's not exactly easy to get teens to talk to you when you're my age. And I'm too afraid of coming off like a threat. I don't really seek out girls your age because of all the legal and social reasons. Crazy. But Alice says it's not easy to get teens, girls her age, to talk to her. So Alice has tried this before. She just said it. That's what Alice is saying. It's not easy. How would Alice know it's not easy if Alice didn't try it? Decoy says, oh, I see, you like girls under 18. Alice says, yeah, I've always kind of been this way. Decoy says, okay, that cool. So you like girls younger than me too? Like my cousin that is like my sister is 7. You even like girls that young too? Alice says, sad to say, I do. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. What the f does that mean? Like, it comes and goes. So like, yeah, so does my urge for chocolate. It comes and goes. Sometimes I want chocolate, sometimes I don't want chocolate. Decoy says, what do you mean comes and goes? Look, you can be real with me. I ain't judging you. I want to know what you like, so be honest about what you like. Alice says, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with teens, but I feel wrong about younger kids. Decoy says, well, this is a safe place. You can be real about it. Like, what's the youngest? I ain't judging, I swear. Alice says, maybe 5. I mean, the fuck is going on, bro? This is atrocious, man. This is true. This is why this person is one of the sickest people we have ever caught, man. Hands down. 5. Like, what the fuck, bro? 5-year-old a kid that young does not know anything about sex or anything like that. That's just crazy. Maybe 5. It all depends on the kid. Babies are usually a no-go. Just doesn't do anything for me. But once they're able to walk, talk, and develop a personality, that's when it starts to kick in for me. But my main attraction is to teens and preteens. Just throw the whole human array, bro. This is madness, bro. My main attraction is to teens and preteens. This is nasty work. Decoy says, I mean, I seen a 3-year-old walk and have a personality. Like the Decoy is just trying to understand. Decoy is trying to get all the information out of Alice. Trying to get all those thoughts out in the open. What is this person thinking? You know, what is this person truly thinking? Like, if you had a kid that was around Alice, you're probably pretty worried at this point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just crazy, man. Decoy says, like, you would have sex with them or just look at them. Alice says, I would want to have sex, but I'm too afraid. Alice just admits that would have sex with a person that is 3 years old. Utter madness. Decoy says, afraid of what? So you would like have sex with someone that is 3 if they're walking and have a personality? Alice says, kids that young don't know how to keep a secret, and I feel like it's crossing a boundary. I definitely would, yes. Fucking bullshit, bro. Decoy says, what if they're 2 and could walk? Because even a baby that's a month old has a personality. My other cousin. Decoy said, meant to say I'm pretty sure, I think. I'm pretty sure my other cousin that's 3 could kind of walk at 2. Alice says, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on the kid. It's all about making sure the other party understands what's happening, as much as I know that kids that young masturbate and know how good it feels. Unless they were to come to me, I don't want to do anything to them. Like, so it's just utter madness, bro. This person is straight confused with life. Decoy says, so if a 3-year-old want you'd have sex with her. Alice says, I mean, sure, but it's hard thing to process and be sure about. Making sure I don't leave any semen behind. Making sure I don't hurt them. Getting them alone in the first place. It's all too difficult and stressful. Decoy says, you only like girls or do you like boys too? Alice says, for starters, I don't like men, but something about little boys is intriguing. It's mostly dick for me. So this is just, he doesn't like men, but he likes little boys. Like this do you all agree that this is probably one of the worst people that we've ever caught? I mean, I don't even know if I should be even censoring this shit. I mean, this is all gonna be censored. Like, I feel like I can't even post this chat log. I feel like you know what I'm saying? Decoy says, like, you like little boys' dick, but not men dick? Alice says, yeah, like I'd be with another trans woman, but not a man. I like dick, but not the image of a man. It's a weird thing. Yeah, it's a weird thing, bro. Like, everything you're saying is weird. I would be with a trans woman, but not a man. I would be with a trans woman, but not a man. This is life. This is life now. It might also be a want to have been with an older woman when I was younger, so I'm projecting myself onto them. But you've never done anything with someone under 18, like not even touched or kissed? Alice says, I mean but it's nothing serious, just whenever I can get a chance to do something innocuous. Decoy says, that's cool. What do you do with them? Alice says, lightly spanking them, holding them. One likes to kiss me on the lips. Decoy says, like a peck or like a kiss, like make out. Alice says, just a peck. I actually promised I wouldn't do anything to them because I used to touch while she was sleeping. So I am blurring out who he's saying he's doing this stuff to, because I just don't want to have that up here like that. I mean, you can see, you're seeing that he's saying he's done something to someone in his family, and so I'm blurring it out because I don't want to advertise what he's done to who on this channel like that. If you guys understand, that's if that person wants to come forward and say that Alice did something to them, then that's on them and that's on their time. That's not up to us to put that out there like that. So I'm blurring that part out, but I'm showing you that he's admitting that he's done some touching and stuff like that to somebody. Decoy says, oh dang, touched her, how? Alice says, I used to finger her and try to eat her out. My God, this is a family member. Decoy says, oh dang, like how old were you two when you did that? Alice says, I was probably 10 to 13 and she was around 8, 11. We've had a long, complicated history, mostly spurred on by art. We actually got really close to having sex one time on vacation, but she didn't want to. So even though Alice is saying she was 10 to 13 years old at this time, yeah, Alice was a kid then, but when you take this example of what Alice is saying, what they did when 10 to 13 years of age, and what Alice is doing now, talking to one of our decoys, trying to meet up with them, that's alarming. It shows that they had a problem back then, and it wasn't because they were just young and didn't know better or anything like that. They had a problem, and Alice still has a problem. Here Alice sends another picture. Alice says, I can't wait to hold you in my arms. I'm still wondering why you're on a dating app. Alice says, you're reckless. I'm glad you're meeting me instead of someone else. You really don't know what could have happened if you met someone who didn't care about you. Yeah, because Alice, you care so much about this kid, don't you? Care so much about her. Here Alice says, tomorrow is going to be so much fun. Then sends a picture. So here Alice says, so is your cousin going to be out the whole day? I remember you saying some was going to be working the weekend. Diego says, yeah, she's out of town. She thinks I might hang there with a friend. Alice says, well, it's technically true. It's just that friend is twice your age and wants to enter all of your orifices. Diego says, my what? Alice says, your whole. Alice says, I want to ask for a sneak peek at your body, but I don't want to make you send me them. Maybe you could tease me a little if you're comfortable with that. Like, take some pictures that are naughty, but don't show anything. Again, only if you want to and are comfortable with it. Yeah, just a tease, something to whet my appetite. Like some shots of you bending over or your legs spread, maybe a skirt with no panties, pulled up just enough so I can't see anything. Alice says, I just wanted to make sure we had a place to fool around. I wasn't sure if you were able to get clearance for your cousin's place, so you're prepared to spend the night with me. Diego says, you tell me what you want to do. Alice says, I'd love to spend the night with you. So the decoy asks Alice to send a video, and Alice sends a video.
Depends on really how you want me to sound. I mean, I'm still working on my voice, but this is a pretty natural thing.
And then the decoy sends Alice a video, and Alice's response is, oh my God, rock hard hearing that. And here Alice says, here's my outfit, sends a picture of the outfit, the Power Ranger fit. And so Alice and the decoy agree to meet at Walmart's, and we are at the location. Alice arrives at Walmart's, and of course, you know the rest. We approach Alice and we confront Alice on what she is doing. Alice was surprisingly honest about most things, tried to lie a little bit, but overall was pretty honest about what was going on, what the plan was and all that, and the fantasies that was going on inside Alice's head. Yeah, it was a crazy catch. Not that anything crazy happened during the catch, but it was just the situation. This was definitely one of the sickest predators that we've ever seen. Hit the like and subscribe. Help us get these videos pushed out there. Help get these people's faces out there, so in case someone knows one of these guys, they'll know to keep the kids away from these people. Become a supporter on Locals, where you can see the full chat logs, full confrontation, uncensored, because here on YouTube we have to censor a lot of the bad words and all that. And the chat log, I didn't read the entire chat log, so become a supporter on Locals to see all of it in its entirety. So let's get to the catch.
Ayo God, this is crazy.
So you want to go outside and have a conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. So. I appreciate you having a conversation. That's all we're here to do, is have a conversation. We're filming for your protection, our protection, so no one can hit anybody. I can't hit you. You can't hit me without having proof of it. Just never know what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? So we are, you know, we're just civilians concerned about, you know, what you're doing. It's not really good what you're here to do, right?
There's a gray area.
There's a gray area? Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to tell me, because maybe there's a mix-up. Maybe because I'm the middle. So maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. I appreciate the conversation.
Not gonna be posted in policy. Huh? Not gonna be posted in policy.
No, I have a conversation. Okay. And if you choose it, you can leave whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. But if you do leave whenever you want, if you leave, we are going to have police. And go through the video. A lot of people are How long did it take you to get here? Drive. Sit down. We can go around the corner. That way people aren't seeing what we're doing. So, yeah, I want you to talk to me. What's going on?
I don't know what to say. I knew it seemed too good to be true. I just think if someone wants to be their own person, they should be allowed to. I think it was kind of suspicious that, like, her mom didn't seem to really care or anything.
It was suspicious that she didn't care?
She said her mom never checked on her phone and stuff, and she wouldn't ever, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then as I started to get here, the cold feet started to set in, and I was like, it is kind of weird. She's asking all these questions and stuff.
So what, cold feet for?
Because I was afraid of something like this. But
Afraid of what?
Intervention. A little.
So who are you here to meet?
Some girl named.
How old is she?
She's 13.
13?
At first she told me she was 14.
At first she said 14, then...
Yeah.
Then what?
Then she said, well, what if I was younger? Would that be okay still? And I said, well...
You said...
I said it's all...
She asked if it was okay if she was younger, and you said what?
I can't remember exactly. She had said, I can't remember exactly the conversation, but it was along the lines of, hey, we have, it's like, what if I were, what would you do something with someone who was 13 and, I said, is that your way of telling me that you're not 14, you're 13? And
So you were
like,
okay with her? You said that it was okay when she's 13. You would still talk to her?
Yeah, because she said she was going to turn 14 next month, and I said at that point it's like she's 14 already. I really wasn't going to go through with anything unless she was okay with it.
Anything like what?
And I would never do anything that she didn't want to do.
Like what? Like what?
Like anything sexual. I wouldn't force anything. That's not the kind of person I am.
No, I'm not saying you are, but
Yeah,
so
I get that vibe.
yeah. So if she wanted to have sex, you would have had.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think that's a problem? Do you think that's okay for you to do? Like, you could be honest. If you think
I
that's-
don't really see a huge problem with it, because she's kind of her own person. It seemed like she was autonomous. It was something she was wanting to do. I was concerned for her because if she were with someone who didn't respect her, and
Right, yeah, I did see you say, I'm glad you're meeting me instead of somebody else.
I was very concerned for her that she didn't end up with somebody who would abuse her and take advantage of her in a malicious way.
Right. Yeah, you would only have sex with her if she wanted to.
Exactly. I don't necessarily see a problem with that because it's...
How did the sexual conversation get started?
It was kind of... She said she was trying to have some fun, and I just took that and posed a situation, and then it kind of just spiraled from there.
Right. So she said she's looking for fun, and you proposed.
I don't know what that would entail.
Do you have
except
do you have the messages still?
yes. This is the first time I've ever done anything to this extent.
To this extent.
Yeah, I've never met with someone underage before.
Right.
I've never.
But have you wanted to? Have you wanted to do that?
Yeah, it's always the fear of either immediately being called out for it or coming off the wrong way because I don't want to be malicious. It's not something that I don't want to hurt people, and that's the biggest thing.
So you don't need intervention.
No, because this is the first time I've ever done anything.
His first comment was too good to be true.
What you said? Isn't that what you said? It's too good to be true.
Yeah,
You seem
because
pretty
I
excited to-
He saw the
It's
opportunity
lucky
in a moment and he seized it.
it's lucky we.
I hesitated because I was like,
What do you mean you hesitated?
because I was cautious because I didn't know. Again, too good to be true. I don't know whether or not it was going to actually be real, but it kept feeling like she was real.
I mean, yeah, you drove an hour and a half to get here, so
I don't.
pretty certain that you believe it was real.
Per conversation, I saw no signs of hesitation. So what do you mean by that? What did you do?
I was going to say the hesitation probably as much as you wanted to share because you share a lot, right? You probably want to share
Overshared.
more. And this is the time to really tell us what's going on.
I was open because it felt like if I already had to keep the secret about her with her, then I could keep other secrets. And the fact that she was asking it felt like I was able to just speak freely.
So this girl is 13, right?
Yeah.
And you say she's her own person. So let me ask you this. Is age a factor when it comes to anyone that you're attracted to?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the lowest age you would say you're comfortable with, quote unquote?
Actually, like pursuing and being with would probably be around 13 or so. I can't imagine actually doing anything to anyone younger than that. It's again, I said that I wasn't attracted to babies. That's just not.
Well, you did say like.
Yeah, there's.
Would you said something along the lines of once they're able to like start talking.
Talk and walk.
Yeah. There's like.
Because I mean, you're saying one thing now, but in the text message,
I have.
You said that you were okay with having sex with a 3-year-old.
Again,
that's what you said, right?
Yes, there's, and it sounds so wrong, but there's gray areas to it. Obviously, I don't think it's right.
Well, we're gonna stop there because what the f do you mean that there's a gray area with a 3-year-old child? Please explain that.
What are the variables and factors when it comes to
I need to know that.
Like what makes a 3-year-old okay to you? Personality?
Don't give me any fucking ideas. I want to hear it.
There's something about, I don't know, part of it's taboo, and
You watch a lot of porn?
I wouldn't say a lot, but probably more than the average person.
What was the term? What was the term you called yourself? You said you were a
lolicon.
What?
Lolicon.
Well, I've never heard that.
It's a Japanese term. So lolly is referring to Lolita, as in like a prepubescent girl.
Prepubescent. So that's younger than 13. Prepubescent is younger than 13.
Yeah.
That's like 11 and younger. Did you not know that?
Yeah, well, yeah. My wording's.
Period. You're gonna bring up that, huh?
I was concerned for her safety and everything, and
I want you to be truthful. Don't start backing out. You're not concerned with anyone's safety.
I didn't even get a firm answer about a 3-year-old. I'm still waiting on that. You can't explain it.
I feel like that was pushed on me.
What was pushed on you?
Because I set the limit at 5, which was I wouldn't actually do that. There's just this idea in my head that I can't get out. It's not something I would ever do.
So
you don't want to do. And I want you to look me in the eye right now, okay? A lot of murderers aren't going to think about murdering somebody. They might think about it, and then they're going to do it, okay? You having those thoughts alone, why have you not checked yourself in to get help? You know, look me in the eye, you know the thoughts that you have in your deep, sick, twisted mind, okay? Why have you not gotten help?
Because I have self-control?
No. You're here. You have no self-control.
You have self-control? You had self-control when you did that to your fucking Huh? Was that self-control? You said you're telling me that you have self-control?
And that really has a lot to play into what is happening. And you know that.
Because that has carried on to your adulthood. Okay? And that's a problem.
It would be one thing if you did do that when you were 13 and you never did anything like that again. Then we could be like, well, you're young. But the fact that you're here now to meet up with a 13-year-old is kind of worrisome.
3 was pushed on me. So 5, explain 5 then. How was
your limit?
I don't know how to.
Because you can't. There's no fucking justifying that. You know it's wrong. And the only reason why you came here is because it feels too good to be true. You just had to find out, right? You just had to know for yourself. Why'd you said all that sick, disgusting, demented ass shit to a 13-year-old little girl?
Can we stop?
No, I can't. That's frustration, baby.
You should see who pulled up.
Huh? Oh. Oops.
That doesn't mean he's here for you.
I know.
Could be your
So what was the plan?
That's why you wanted me to stop?
After you met.
That's why you wanted me to stop.
What were you guys going to do after you met at Walmart?
I was going to sit down and talk with her about what she wanted to do. I was going to tell her we don't have to do anything if you don't want to. It's her choice.
So you wouldn't?
No.
But you would have sex with her if she wanted to?
Yeah.
Do you know the age of consent?
I understand.
Well, you don't like me, do you? You roll my eyes every. You roll your eyes every time I ask you a question because I'm calling you on your bullshit, mother.
Even if she begged you to have sex with her, you know that's rape, right? I know you know that, right?
My issue is why am I at mercy if she's making that conscious decision.
Wait, how old are you?
27.
Okay, so you're of age, and she's how old?
13.
So you're asking why are you at
knows the
mercy
age
when
of
you're
consent.
talking to a 30-year-old?
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
You've been having these thoughts since you were a little kid. It grew into your fucking adulthood. It never went away. You watch that weird ass Japanese fucking porn shit that can be any age,
Well,
mostly children.
Are you watching stuff? Like, see,
Nothing real.
Nothing real. So like, cartoon.
Yeah, it's the
Cartoon child.
legal.
Only
it's
that
legal.
you don't watch the real. Kind of hard to believe.
Do you have condoms in your bag?
Not in here. It's in my car.
But you brought it.
So safe to say that you were gonna do it, and you wanted and you wanted to invite her 30-year-old friend next time. You wanted to invite another 30-year-old to have sex. Like, I understand it's hard to admit this, but got you red-handed, you know.
So you clearly had intent, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, at least you're honest with that.
Can I sit down?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm getting lightheaded.
And you know that no one forced you, right?
Yeah.
She just simply asked you, so you would have a 30-year-old, and you said yes. And did you actually touch family members? They don't.
All right, how are y'all?
Very good.
Is this our perp? You know?
She's gonna get some. Don't do this again.
I thought you said I was.
Huh?
I thought you said that I wasn't gonna get.
We didn't call him.
I know.
Just don't do it again. Let this be a lesson.
Passed out. You passed out.
Another one?
Yeah. This one was really passed out.
What is it with witches?